Let's go on. That's all right,
Sorry, did you check with council's legal staff?
You just said it was on the website to read.
Well,
You've got it there.
it's on the website.
What are you worried about, Mr. Buzzer? You live and work in the area. You have no problems. You live and work in the area.
Stop now! I am not going to have underhand comments from everywhere. We will proceed with the meeting.
To be fair, should we read out the charter so we're all clear on that point? To be fair.
No, what is the charter? We have not come to election of officers.
There's a lot of people don't understand the charter. Wouldn't it be fair to read it out? Yeah. It would be fair to read it out. Mr. Petty, it would be fair because a lot of people don't understand.
Okay. Thank you. Those who don't know, I'm Greg Petty. I'm also Councillor Greg Petty. I normally give a conflict of interest statement, but since the meeting started this way, let's move forward. There will be the general meeting. There will then be an election of chair. Prior to the election, council staff, headed by Diane, will read a statement prepared by council's
Legal officer.
leader. There is other officers on the way to another. Has arrived. There are council staff here that will supervise. Right? Please, let's get through the meeting, go into the election of office bearers, and then at that point in time, before that starts, you can read your charter, you can listen to the statement, you can ask your questions. Please, two things tonight. General meeting, election of office bearers. Let's do the general meeting first. Thank you.
I've been given advice by our legal officer at council, and what I'd like to do is read out a summary of what's in the charter. That charter is on council's website, and it was adopted by council, or administrators I should say, when they were in office. So it has been on our website for up to 3 years, I believe. Okay, so the rules that I've been given are: this forum, Helensburgh Neighbourhood Forum, registered as a neighbourhood forum under this charter, and as such have agreed to abide by the terms of that charter in order to enjoy the status as a neighbourhood forum. The charter seeks to provide some structure and guidance around the role of the forum or committees, which are identified under the charter as independent community groups. As an independent group, council's role in relation to a neighbourhood forum will necessarily be limited. However, where a community group agrees to abide by the charter, such as the group constitutes a neighbourhood forum, council has agreed to provide it with certain support, as well as provide it with information and responses to questions raised. As an independent community group, it is open to the forums to adopt their own constitution or governance arrangements, and to provide that those arrangements are to have legal or contractual force. However, where they operate in a manner differently to that identified in the charter, council can refuse to recognise the group, that is in clause 14 of the charter. At that point, the support provided by council to the group would presumably cease. Now, membership. According to the charter, as to who can be members of neighbourhood forums, clause 11 of the charter provides that membership is open to anyone who lives and or works within the Wollongong local government area. However, clause 2 more specifically provides that forums members live and or work within the geographical boundary covering the area identified earlier in that clause as located within the Wollongong local government area. Our legal advice is that as per the Charter, to be confined to people who live and or work within the geographical boundaries of the Forum as on Appendix A of the Charter, which is a map which has been on the website and is basically 8 areas. Whilst it may not have been the intention of the drafter of the Charter to exclude from membership persons who own land within a Forum's area but do not reside there, it is the legal view that such an exclusion has occurred. Membership is confined to persons who live and or work in the Forum's area. People who meet that definition, even if they only attend one meeting, are members for the purpose of the Charter. In relation to voting for the chair and co-chair, the process under the Charter provides for a vote with the Neighbourhood Forum chair the person who receives the most votes and the co-chair the person who receives the next highest number of votes. Therefore, it's up to each individual present here tonight to determine if they are entitled to be a member of this forum and therefore vote as according to the Charter. If there are any concerns about this process, then my instructions are that you are quite within your rights to put your concerns in writing to the Lord Mayor of Wollongong Council. Therefore, people are to determine if they believe that under the Charter they are entitled to vote or be a member of this forum. And as it says, live and or work within that area.
Okay. On behalf of Helensburgh Land Pool, and I speak for probably many other people which are here, for over 30 odd years we've contributed over $1 million worth of rates towards the Helensburgh area and to council, and for that tonight we're excluded from any voting. To me, that is the height of hypocrisy when council can gladly take $1 million worth of rates and continue to charge rates, and yet if anyone wants to do anything, stuff it, you can't do anything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you obviously have the right to say that. The only thing that I have been given are these instructions.
Whose instructions were
They have come from Council's legal officer,
who's the legal officer?
Jeff Riley, who has interpreted Council's Neighbourhood Forum Charter.
We'll work with him tomorrow.
Certainly, and or write to the Lord Mayor, or read. It's certainly within your rights to do that.
We've attended one meeting. We have just attended one meeting.
That's right, we are here.
Yeah, but you have to live and work here. And it says if you attend one meeting.
That's right,
People
one
who
meeting.
meet that definition, and the definition was, membership is confined to persons who live and or work in the forum's area. Then it went on to say, people who meet that definition, even if only attend one meeting, are members for the purpose of the Charter.
Well, if they own land here, that means...
No.
That's not what the Charter has, that's not the advice the legal section has given us.
So if you rent here, you're right, but because you own something, you're not allowed to. You're paying rent.
If you live here. I think if you pay rent, you should be able to.
Look, Diane's only putting forward the views. Obviously, these decisions aren't up to Diane and I.
No.
The process is what it is, unfortunately. And as Diane's clearly pointed out, if you're unhappy with that process, you need to run to the...
Let's have a good vote. Let them all vote and let them don't vote.
Can I say that, yeah, you can't make a comment on this, but as far as I'm concerned, I live in a democratic country. This is not a democratic decision.
That's right.
This is not a decision.
Excuse me. Can I just say that I've just been insulted over here by a man by calling me a name?
My name.
You know what you're all
Look, we don't want to denigrate this into something that's not. Let's respect everyone's opinions and let's value that, please. You can all make comments, but unfortunately, these are the rules, and this is what we need to abide by.
As undemocratic as they are the rules. You're dead right.
Unfortunately, this is a process.
I mean, if we don't like them, so for the sake of the meeting, we may as well continue on. Even though we don't like them, I say just get on with it.
I'm afraid that's the bottom line.
With 68 years of residency in this town and about 43 years of trying to get something done with property here, isn't that enough criteria to pass a vote here? And I wouldn't be the only one.
We make all these comments, but seriously, it's process orientated. We can't make a judgment on that. The vote is what it's going to be. If you're unhappy, I suggest you write the statement. So, look, I'm afraid we're not going to take any questions. No more questions. We've had hand up a while.
I'm sure you've been to a few neighbourhood voting sessions. Or, would it be normal that this is read out like this? Would it be normal that
This is a standard process.
the legal process is read out like this?
The neighbourhood forums are starting to
Why
discuss
wasn't
the
notification
process.
seen out?
Never happened before.
Not last
It's a new process, and everything's starting to go through this.
This is the legal advice given to us to me today.
Did somebody run around in council getting that legal advice today?
I think I said that.
That's the legal advice that I've been given today.
I know.
I'm not a media spokesman. I can't make a comment. I've read this, and that's the advice.
You're not here to answer the questions. Why don't we get someone here that could answer the questions?
Regardless of what the questions are, they can't change the process. The process is what it is.
Well, why hasn't that been applied for the last 10 years?
Please, guys.
Postpone the vote.
In that case, how come you're all here?
Reason as I am, so we're here to carry out the process. Happy?
You just want the people what you want.
Sorry?
The privacy
Put in office that you want. He's only reminded the
They're taking photos.
All right, guys. I think there's been enough debate. Look, I appreciate your views. I understand where you're coming from.
Come on, because we're not getting anywhere with you lot.
That's your...
You have the right as
I'm going to take that right too.
Fantastic.
But the vote will still go ahead, and you'll still get the people in, and we'll have no...
But as it says, there is something you can do about it.
It'll be too late, you'll have got your people in office. It won't be... What happens if no one votes? What happens if no one votes?
No one voted.
So what happens? What happens if nobody in this room votes tonight?
I would assume that would be...
Where does that say that in the legal papers? Okay, then nobody vote.
Why wasn't this notification made public a week or a fortnight ago? It's a good idea now, it would have been a good idea a fortnight ago.
They're all great questions.
I'd just like to know though how the vote, which was originally for change of positions, was going to be held quite a number of meetings ago, but it's been postponed because of lack of attendance, and now it's suddenly come to the fore. You said that you can't postpone it. I'm not trying to shoot the messenger, and yet that was postponed, and even Paul Lee would, but you said that because there wasn't a quorum, there wasn't enough people there.
I never mentioned not enough people for a forum.
Oh, okay.
Jim, I'll try.
Okay, if you can answer that.
Jim, I'll try.
No, we live here. Those who own half the town.
Come on, guys. We'll just get the
Want to hear the information?
I'll try and answer that, Jim. Originally, there was a perception that you could hold your neighbourhood forum meetings around April, May of each year. Perception, right? And by precedent, that's when they were generally held. The Lord Mayor sent out an email saying that neighbourhood forum meetings shall be held in the month of July.
Elections.
Elections.
Okay, that's all right. Okay,
Right?
that's fine.
So that's as I best understand it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You made a comment when you read out from the legal paper that there was an omission of the landowners.
I'll read what that
Yeah.
Yes.
Olivia.
What it said. And so I'll read the paragraph above it to give context in that paragraph and go on. Our advice is that as per the Charter, to be confined to people who live and or work within the geographical boundaries of the forum's area as shown on Appendix 1 of the Charter, which is the map. That's all.
Quite clear. You get to the bit about the omission.
Which is next. Whilst it may not have been the intention of the drafter of the Charter to exclude from membership persons who own land within a forum's area but do not reside here, it is legal view that such an exclusion has occurred.
Good. Now, that is an omission, right, from the Charter, which means has excluded a percentage of the people who have interest in this area. Therefore, that is a discrimination. So, in actual fact, that Charter is discriminatory against certain people who have interest in this area for a long time. Now, with great respect, sir, you have lived here for a long time, but I also, my family has owned land for 45 years and would have liked to have lived here.
Yeah.
But we have been denied. That puts us in a position of two lots of discrimination. So I am wondering just how legal that Charter is when it goes against our laws of discrimination. I think I find the Charter null and void. So where is that?
Look again.
In regards to this, pretty clear.
Guys, Come on, guys. The process is what it is. You are entitled to your views. No, excuse me. You've had your chance. We've been given the process that we said we will carry through with. It is the legal opinion, and that's what we've been put up here to do.
You've assessed the legal opinion has been assessed on that Charter.
That's correct.
But what has not been assessed is whether the Charter itself is legal. Now, I think it isn't. So
Again, that's your opinion.
Can we just get on with it?
And I'm certainly no legal person, and I'm only going on the advice that I've been received from our legal advisors.
That you have assessed that Charter.
I'm going to say.
Didn't look into that area.
You understand, excuse me.
And if you have, no, I'm sorry. We're going to have to go ahead with the vote.
We have the same situation in Sydney. The big end of town in Sydney cannot vote in the council election in there, and that's why Clovermore gets elected. They don't live there. It's the same here.
Guys, come on.
Just reiterate that if you're not happy, you know, we have explained to you the process, we've read it out, what our legal advice has been, and also what the recommendation is if you're not happy, and what you can do, which is to contact council and Lord Mayor. So, to call an election, we would need to ask for those people who consider themselves entitled under the Charter as read out, as able to vote, to remain, and only those people to vote. So the next question is, as the chair and co-chair has been vacated, those positions are available, and as described in the rules that were read out, the person with the most votes becomes the Neighbourhood Forum chair. The person with the next most votes becomes the co-chair. Obviously, one person, one vote. Are there nominees for the role of Neighbourhood Forum chair? People that reside, live or work within the LGA.
I nominate Warwick Irwin.
Neville Buzzer.
I nominate Warwick Irwin.
And Neville, if did you want to be nominated? So we don't need seconders. I'm sorry? Pauline has declared herself not there, not
also ineligible.
Yes.
Ineligible under the charter, having served 3 years.
Yes. And you nominated Warwick, would you step forward? Are there any other people wishing to be nominated or want to nominate someone?
This is just the top job, isn't it? Yep.
No, what was read out, what it said was the chair. The person with the most votes is the chair. The person with the next most votes is the co-chair.
It's a popularity contest.
Penny, so who else wants to stand, in other words?
I nominate me Haynes.
Warwick Irwin.
Have you already been nominated?
Another nomination over here.
Were there any other nominations, Penny?
Meg Haynes.
Haynes? Yes. Would you identify with Haynes? That's yourself?
Yep.
And would you accept that nomination?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
I nominate Greg Penny.
Okay. So we have 3 so far. So we have Neil. Neville, I'm sorry, Neville. Warwick. And your name again, sir?
Michael.
Michael. Your surname, sir?
Haynes.
Haynes?
Haynes.
N-E-S. Are there any other nominees? Nominations? So there are 3. Okay, so this will be done by show of hands. Remember, 1 vote only, and remembering who is entitled to vote. So when you're asked to raise your right hand, Steve will count the numbers, and we will record the numbers. And as I said, the person with the most votes wins.
Can I just say, Philip, that's all legitimate, they're saying is we can't vote. But the people which do vote, could they also nominate, where if they work in the area and also if they live in the area, so that we know they're not sort of dodgy votes?
I haven't been given that instruction, so I'm sorry, sir, I can't.
Yeah, I know.
I've not been given that instruction to do that. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that that's
I'm saying that I've started work there next week.
I think we can only go what the charter says. So the members define if they are eligible. I suppose we can only trust everyone, hopefully everyone in the
okay. So what we'll do is we'll read out like the first person that was nominated. Okay? Have that person. So Neville, do you mind standing up first? So Neville has been nominated. So we'd like to see, by show of hands, and if there are people out here that consider themselves eligible to vote.
It's being recorded. This is being recorded by video, I think.
This is a public meeting, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
There's nothing in the charter that says one way or the other. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, can we have some quiet, please? Right. So we have 1 vote, 1 show of hands. Neville has been nominated. Those wanting to vote for Neville, please raise your right hand. Have it remaining until we have finished the count. You need to come right into the room so we can count you, so we're not guessing. So if you're voting for Neville,
does this include children?
Hand raised, please come into the room. 1 hand only.
He's got his children here voting.
If it's your right hand's got to be right up, sorry. Otherwise, we don't want to miss you because you haven't got your right hand up high. For Neville. Neville will receive 40 votes. next nomination was Warwick. Remembering you're only allowed to vote once. Those people wanting to vote for Warwick, please raise your right hand. If you are outside, you need to come inside. Right. Finding Michael Haynes. Michael, can you stand up? Those people who want to vote for Michael, please raise their right hand.
No.
So Michael received 7 votes. So according to that, Neville is the convener. Neville, do you accept?
I do accept that.
Thank you, Neville. And Warwick would be co-convener. Do you accept that, Warwick? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.